check because I'm really pissed off, you know? I hear you people up here at this table talking about how you're working with your partners. Why aren't we your partners? Huh? Why aren't we included in that? Why are you all partners? And we feel like you're all being paid off by the sugar industry. I think everybody here knows that. So you guys can continue on with this farce over patching the dike and all of that crap, but we're not buying it. Buy the land and buy it now. Yesterday.
Big problem. The toxic clean water is impacting our tourism. It is an impending health crisis because the algae has been linked to skin infections and Alzheimer's. Our Governor Rick Scott has successfully evaded his responsibilities and shifted blame long enough, though he blames the federal government because they have jurisdiction over Lake Okeechobee. It is our state government that is responsible for the state's water quality, regulation, monitoring, and enforcement. What we have here is gross negligence by Rick Scott, his office, his predecessors, the agricultural secretary. All of these supposed officials have worked overtime, not for their citizens, but for big sugar and big agricultural interests that fund their campaigns. For years, there has been no accountability, no fines, and no consequences. These corporations and officials dodge punishment, and we, the citizens, pay for it. It is our waterways that are affected, our property values, and our safety. We demand action be taken not only in holding these people accountable, I've noticed no one's mentioned that yet, these people deserve to be held accountable, and in making the cleaning of our waterways a priority. We want EAA cleaning now, not 4 years from now. Whoever thought of that?
Followed by Lyle Jitters.
Hi, my name is Carrie Jennings. I live in Lake Worth, Florida, where we're now seeing the algae come to our intercoastal, and I heard Lantana Beach was closed today because of the toxicity levels there. So we're very much experiencing this in Palm Beach County now. And I support the efforts of people here from Martin County who raised the red flag and have really called everyone to action on this. But, you know, I think there's a question that hasn't been talked about, at least not here today, which is, why is the water so polluted? And are we just going to continue to pollute the water and then deal with the consequence of discharging it? You know, who is regulating these pollutants that are coming into the water system? And when are we going to stop? Who at the table here can, you know, show some muscle on the issues of ending the pollution of the water? Because you can buy land endlessly, but if you just keep polluting the water, if we just continue with a governor who's allowing endless development in this state, endless mining, you know, we're open for business, but we're closing our beaches because they're so polluted. So that's an issue I would like to see addressed. And if any one of you on the board or the agency that addresses it, if you can come up to me afterwards, because I'd really love to understand where the regulatory agency is that's going to stop the pollution from going into Lake Okeechobee. Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan Driggers next, followed by Tyler Pipes.
So I'm going to speak for them. Also, it's really pathetic of how things have come. I've grown up here my whole life. I went to the beach every day during the summer, skimboard, surf, non-stop, 7 hours a day. And what it's come to now is really sad to see. I went out to the pump house of Singer Island, and it's not the same anymore. It's really sad to see the dead fish that happened several months ago. The health issues it's causing is terrible. And I think it's great that people are coming here to help out. Also, it's sad that this tourist is affecting our tourism here. Another thing I'd like to talk about is fracking. Please don't let fracking happen in South Florida. It's just going to make everything worse. It's going to become even more of an emergency. We're trying to get petitions started. The younger generation, we are coming together, even though we are pretty lazy. I'm not going to lie. These cell phones are crazy. But we are going to act together, and we're going to start protesting if nothing is done. And that's when rioting may occur. We don't know, but it's going to be chaos. So, and also we need to impeach Rick Scott. We'll get some petitions started. We can do it. Cameron Willard.
Hello, my name is Cameron Willard, and I'm a Jupiter resident. We are not affected yet, but it's coming, and I watch the satellite every single day. And I worry about my children who swim in the water every day. A year ago, we bought our dream house on Caloosahatchee River on the Jupiter sandbar, where my children play every single day. And every day on the satellite to see where this is coming from. Our land needs help. Our community needs help. Our children do not deserve to grow up with this. We live in Florida because we love the water and we love our earth. My children need you posters that they would not let me bring in here because they want their voices heard. Do you understand what it is to say to 8-year-old boys they are not allowed to go to the beach because of poison? We could have lived anywhere in this world, literally anywhere, and we chose you for Florida. We trust you. Do you know how much money we have spent in our communities and how much we are giving to you to make these decisions, to make a change? We are here. Listen to us, please. I do not want to see a floating manatee going past me dead or my children seeing it. It is not fair to them to grow up in this world and see this when it is a political issue that is being affecting every single one of us. We did not choose to sign these agreements that you have written behind closed doors. At all. We are living here and we are living it daily. And I am so sad for my friends in Martin County. And I see my friends down in Lake Worth. And I know that I am in the middle and it is coming faster. And I don't know what to do. And they said, Mama, how did they let this happen? And are they going to fix it? And do you know what I said to them? Every single one of these voices behind me will not let us back down from this. We will fix this. Because this is our land. And we live here and we are residents. And we love Florida. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark Perry, Florida Oceanographic. I also represented Martin County and lived there since 1957 and came back and monitored water and worked with the organizations to help try to clean up the estuary. And I can say testimony that this is the worst I have ever seen this pollution come into our system. Yes, we've had blue-green algae blooms coming into the estuary since 2004. This is the 8th event. And this event is the worst in 2005 in the spatial extent it's covering, as well as the toxicity that's there. And DEP monitors toxicity. It is toxic, blue-green algae. And this is totally unacceptable. But besides the 140 billion gallons that came in this year to the St Lucie estuary, it also brought with about 2.5 million pounds of nitrogen, about 800,000 pounds of phosphorus, and over 40 million pounds of total suspended solids, which has covered up our seagrass beds and nearshore reefs, which are right offshore. The pollution is unacceptable. The pollution in the lake is unacceptable. We passed the total maximum daily load in August of 2001 for the Lake Okeechobee, 140 metric tons. We get over 400 to 500 metric tons coming into the lake. When are we going to establish that TMDL and make it stick? When are we going to have a BMAP that will make it stick? Our BMAP in Martin County and St. Lucie estuary in 2013 isn't going to be accomplished for 15 years. We're going to let that kind of keep on going and slide. The pollution is unacceptable. It really is. We've got to put a halt. And as you've heard, the Martin County Commission and others are standing up and saying, shut down SAB right now. You need 1,800 CFS in the system somewhere. Find 1,800 CFS and put it out somewhere south of the lake. Right now, there's nothing going south. What happened is 1.2 million acre feet went east and west this year. 740,000 acre feet went south. Of that, 500,000 was used for irrigation in the EAA, and only 240,000 acre feet from Lake Okeechobee went to the Everglades. Can you please wrap up, sir? And then another 600,000 was allowed to dump from the EAA in November through February. They got to fill up the tree islands and drown tree islands while we got to suffer the consequences. We got to buy the land, move this out. We bought the land at Talisman back in 1999. We need to do that now and do the worst. Thank you.
Julie Hill Gabriel, to be followed by Diana Umpierre. Julie Hill Gabriel, I'm sorry, to be followed by Mike Connor.
Thank you. Julie Hill Gabriel here on behalf of Audubon, Florida. I think the emotion in this room is palpable. I'm sure everyone feels that as much as I do. I do want to recognize that for the folks sitting at this table and for everyone in the room, there is no quick fix. If there was, it would be being done right now. But there is an action that can be taken immediately, and that's moving up planning efforts for storage in the EAA. I think we can see that that would be a response to the folks in this room. And I can never articulated as well as Mayor Wayne when he basically said, we're not asking you to do anything that we're not already planning to do. We're just asking you to do it sooner. Planning efforts that are going to start this summer will make up the next generation of Everglades restoration. How lucky are we that we get to talk about the generations, and we've come far enough that we're making progress on multiple fronts. But in order for it to truly be a comprehensive solution, that next generation has to include storage options north and south of Lake Okeechobee. And in addition, without that storage south of the lake, there are no responses that will link into other projects and help Florida Bay, a problem that we haven't talked about as much today. So as we continue in this discussion today, I do urge you to look at the possible solution that is in front of you in moving up that planning effort to 2016 and having the next generation of Everglades restoration truly be one focused on all of the solutions.
Yeah, I believe.
Good afternoon. My name is Diana Umpierre, and I'm here representing Sierra Club, the largest grassroots environmental organization in the nation with close to 2.5 million supporters. Today, we have an urgent ask to the state and the federal partners of the task force. Take action now to store, treat, and convey water from Lake Okeechobee south through the Everglades agricultural area to Everglades National Park and Florida Bay. When this task force was established in 1996, your charge was to make recommendations for the purpose of restoring, preserving, and protecting the South Florida ecosystem. 20 years later, action needed to store, treat, and convey water in the EAA keeps on being put off, despite the repeated ecological collapses in our estuaries due to the excessive Lake Okeechobee discharges and insufficient flows of fresh water going to Everglades National Park and Florida Bay. Our coastal communities along the Indian River Lagoon and the Southwest Florida Gulf Coast are facing complete devastation if we don't take quick action. We challenge each of these agencies represented by the task force, and in particular, Governor Rick Scott, to step up to the plate to plan, fund, and expedite action to buy sufficient land in the EAA to store, treat, and move excess water from Lake Okeechobee south to the Everglades where it is needed. Action is needed again, now. We can't wait any longer. We ask the task force, as a body, and each of you individually to exercise political and moral courage to identify and purchase the lands that are needed in the EAA to restore the river of grass and to stop harming our coastal communities and our Florida economy. Thank you.
Mike Connor here. Go ahead. Be followed by Matthew Schwartz.
Good afternoon. I appreciate the chance to speak today. I want to approach the bench, if I may. I've got an Exhibit A, and it is Shannon, this is sealed well, 2 bottles, and a Ziploc. So, just the same. I'd love for you all to see this. These algae samples were taken in the last week from the St Lucie estuary. 2 spots, one of which has been proven toxic since then, but again, these are well sealed. I used to introduce myself as a struggling fishing guy from Martin County, but I can't do that as of today because I'm no longer a fishing guy. Today, my business is dead in the water. I'm fielding calls all week from concerned customers from all over the country. They don't call and say, hey, how's the fishing, how's the weather? They say, how's that water? How bad is that algae? And I tell them the truth. And my customers don't want to drive 70, 80 miles one way to go fishing. But enough about me. In the last few years, Martin County residents, and a lot of those are my heroes up here, by the way, we've been told about a term called shared adversity. And we're wondering when that shared adversity is going to kick in. Because when the discharges come and the rains come, we get it every single time. Every single time. Correct me if I'm wrong. We get discharges every single time. Every time. Every time. And shared adversity is a really pretty term, really colorful, a good spin in my mind, because shared adversity means all stakeholders in the whole ecosystem, Everglades watershed, have got to take a hit now and then. So we are the sacrificial lambs. The Caloosahatchee is sacrificial land. As of now, Everglades National Park, because of water starvation, because the water we get to the coast, is a sacrificial land. Florida considers itself a sport fishing capital of the world. Those are empty words and empty slogans because we no longer are the sport fishing capital of the world. We aren't. And the word is out. I mean, I work for bullsugar.org. We have a social media network that knows the truth and sees it. And I'm talking beyond anglers now. Fishing is almost a moot point when you're considering human health. Human health trumps everything. It trumps fishing. It trumps everything I can think of. And Martin County, at this point, right now, we need some safety. We need protection. Our governor likes to stick it on the federal government. He likes to tell the federal government, it's your fault. The Army Corps, it's your fault. He's shifting the blame. Our governor has not come to our aid at all. He was within 30 miles of our community the other day. He didn't want to stop by and see it for himself. And that's incorrigible. To me, that's unbelievable. But at this point, I want to make sure everybody understands, and we've heard great testimony, Lake Okeechobee is a smoking gun. It's a smoking gun. Our local watershed is not the primary nutrient problem. I will. Lake Okeechobee is a smoking gun. We need some help, and I would ask you, I demand that you close the locks and give the estuary time to become salty again and kill the algae now. Thank you.
Schwartz, followed by Melissa McDaniel. Matthew Schwartz.
Thank you. I agree with everything. I guess I can stop. No. I'll keep going. So my name is Matthew Schwartz. I'm Executive Director of the South Florida Wildlands Association. And I'm going to give this a little bit of a different spin. My organization works to protect habitat and wildlife in the greater Everglades. That's what we do. It's really hard to figure out, people will say, who's to blame right now. We really have to go back and say, why did we create a system that looks like the one we have right now? I'm standing here opposite that map. I would suggest everybody at some point, if you can't see it, go over and look at that map. Look at the greater Everglades. Look at the drainage basin for Lake Okeechobee. Look how tiny little 500,000 acre Lake Okeechobee is compared to the 3.5 million acres, almost all of it, intense agriculture that drains into it. Look at the land south of it, the 700,000 acre EAA. Doesn't look so big when you look at it on that map because the water coming in from the north. All the cattle. I just came, actually I finally made it back from East Point with Nick Wiley a week ago talking about bears. And one of the problems with bears, we didn't stop the hunt, but the big problem we didn't stop is 1,000 people a day moving into Florida, the loss of habitat. All of that land south of Lake Okeechobee is no longer habitat. Everglades National Park, but also the 1 million acre wildlife management area south of Lake Okeechobee. We are pouring nutrients into the system, whether it's the estuaries, whether it's the basins, whether it's north of the lake. And I'm sorry, the gentleman who just spoke, a lot of the drainage into the Caloosahatchee, into the St Lucie is coming from hundreds and hundreds of thousands of acres of intense agriculture, citrus, tomatoes, septic as well, all pouring into that system. And sugar, but let's talk about sugar. Sugar's being back pumped a little bit into Lake Okeechobee. I'm just going to talk, please. Hey, come on. I'm not against you folks, you don't know who I am. Please, you don't know who I am.
You need to wrap up.
Newton is right. You cannot store your way out of this. The volume of water is way too great. We need wetlands which store and clean water. And we had the opportunity with the sugar deal. The folks said, no, we're not going to do it because we don't have projects for that area.
Mr. Schwartz, all the speakers ahead of you on the time limit.
My name is Kenny Hinkle. I'm president of bullsugar.org. I live in Martin County in Stewart, Florida, and it is god-awful right now. For those of you that haven't seen it, you should come up and see it. We have 6 inches of blue-green algae floating in our docks and our marinas. Our entire river is covered in green. Now, I hope Rick Scott's puppet's sitting up here today. We'll go back to the puppet master and let him know that we demand change and we demand it now. This is a waste of time even talking with Water Management District because we know what you are. You're puppets. So go to your puppet master and let him know we are not not going to take this anymore. And we talk about share diversity. How about flooding the cane fields instead of dumping on east and west? How about their crops are insured? How about we dump water on their fields? They'll get reimbursed. That's a temporary solution that we can look at, and it's viable. Share diversity. That's okay.
Sorry that I wasn't here earlier. Some other people wanted to actually talk to me. My name is Joe Neeson. I'm from Jensen Beach, Florida. I'm one of the founders of the River Warriors. And I've done my best for the last 3 years, non-stop, full-time, on my own dime, to get as much information as I can and share the truth and try to help work this out. I sold a chunk of my business to a managing partner to do this full-time. I'm not doing this for money, which is not the same thing as the people sitting up there and the people in our legislature. I am sick and tired of bought and paid for people telling me that it's okay for my kids, my neighbors, and my friends to be sick, and nobody cares. Rick Scott can't even come look at it. Well, I got a news flash. The time for sitting around being nice and waiting for you guys to do your job, which, by the way, you suck at, we're going to take it to the streets. We're going to take it back. We're going to quit paying our taxes and see where you get your money from now. Oh, wait, you already got an income source. You got big sugar. You got big ag. You got big pharma. You guys have money. We're going to keep ours. We're not going to give it to you anymore because we need it because we can't make money anymore. We can't do what we used to do. And we're done being nice. Look for us in your streets. Look for us in your neighborhoods. Look for us in your backyards. We're coming strong. This shit's got to stop.
There will be an opportunity for additional comments from those who did not have a chance to speak this morning, later this afternoon. We're going to move on with our agenda. There will be a series of presentations.
Excuse me, my name is Vladimir. I'm coming from Key West. I gotta go back to my kids, so I respect you to give me my 3 minutes to be able to express myself. I designed it, yes, I designed it. Vladimir from Key West.
Last speaker, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Vladimir, or should I call myself Jane Doe? I am the mother of 3 kids that are coming from Key West. I am to visa center, and I am a naturalized U.S. citizen. I do have the opportunity to live in this amazing country where I can express myself, and I also demand and remember you who you're working for. And some of you can be leaders, and I expected you to take it as an ownership and ownership here. I do not know where is governor's code. He claimed that he increased a lot of jobs. What are the jobs that are worth when you contaminated the people, when the resources are, the natural resources that you got, you do know, it's all going to be waste. It's putting a band-aid to what is really not. Where is Mr. Goodman, the Governor of Agriculture? He should be here. Governor Scott should be here. We are paying and we are begging you, whatever you have to do, whatever extreme circumstances or determination you got to do this is the ball is getting bigger and bigger. And you gotta think about not only today but tomorrow and 1, 2, 3 generations from now. We are Florida should be a major example of the national other countries. People want to come here for natural resources for the sunshine. And we need to take an ownership in all of it. And please, whatever you have to do, take extreme actions. This is taking a tipping point. This day and age, you really cannot postpone this any longer. We are living in a social media, and this I came all the way from Key West, waking up really early, trying to make it today, and this back in US. I would like to send a message to Governor Scott and Mr. Goodman. You should be here, and expect from now on you take ownership because you are Floridian, as a Floridian. Yes, we demand outright. Thank you so much.